All right. Oh, shiver me timber. Talking about blowing an opening line, huh? It's a gaming Galleon. I'm Captain Rez. Welcome to the ship. Welcome to the show. Come on up. You know, leave all your adulthood behind. I mean, don't take yourself so seriously for 60 minutes or so, okay? Put on a pirate hat. Why not? You know, when I was a kid, these shows like this were big. You ever hear the Bozo Show? This was like a clown and his buddy, and they would do skits in front of just a backdrop. Now, we're on a massive Galleon, so, I mean, obviously, it's a little different, but we don't show much of it. So I like to think, you know, just because we have all of this, you know, amazing stuff on the decks and people pulling ropes and stuff like that, we can still kind of get down to our roots just here with me and you in the captain's quarters. That's what those old shows were like. I grew up on those shows, so you know that's why I felt like if I was gonna make a show on my pirate ship, it would be that kind of show. I'm getting off on a tangent. I'm sorry. It's Arbor Day, and I'm noticed that a lot of people don't know what that is, and that kind of surprises me because it's pretty old. But I guess I could understand why it's not celebrated anymore. There's not much to it. I think it came around in the 16th century or something in some other country. Don't ask me where. I think it started here in America sometime in the 19th century, maybe around 1850 or somewhere around there. But basically, it's just plant a tree. On Arbor Day, you're supposed to plant a tree. That's it. You don't have to clean the house. You know, the family's not coming over. You know, you don't have to buy presents. Just buy a tree. We have a tree here today. I call him Alfonso. He's not much of a talker. But I figured we should probably have a tree on the show. I had old First Mate Bismuth and Patty the Swallow do a little digging. And they came up with this guy. And there's an ant on him. And he's running away. I can't catch him. All right. So anyway, yeah. So we've got a lot going on today. What do we have? We've got. We'll be talking a little bit about Arbor Day. We're going to be talking about. We're going to be playing Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. Doesn't get more cliche than that, huh? We've also got a booty segment. Pretty interesting. There's some follies and there's some victories in here. Looking forward to showing you that. And of course, all the way in the back here by our hoe, we have the bag that tells no tales. There are some questions sitting in there, but if you'd like to leave one, if you happen to be watching as we're sailing live, please feel free to leave one. It doesn't have to be anything. You know, we're not looking for Shakespeare here. We just like to let you have a little bit of your say here on the ship. Because, you know, a pirate ship may be run by one man. But there are a myriad of voices on the deck. Alright, so anyway. Why is Arbor Day big to me? I guess it's big to me because I love trees. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicagoland where there were a lot of trees. The south suburbs... believe it or not, are quite lush, with big, you know, trees that just went up forever. And I was lucky enough to live very close to like a forest preserve. And I remember when I was like a teenager, I worked. I think it was after high school. Actually, I was still living with my parents, and I didn't really have anywhere to go after work. So what I would do is I would come home and I would put on some headphones, a cassette player, put on something that only I would like, the soundtrack to the movie Hook, crap like that. And then I would put on my headphones, and then in the dead of night, I would go out into this forest preserve and I would just walk around. And there were different parts of the forest. There was one part where all the trees were downed. There was another part that was by the lake. There was the Little League Little League fields, and I would hang out in there, and just, you know, sometimes read, but a lot of times just listen to music and hang around the trees. There's just something calming for me about them. So I always loved living around them. I try my best to do that as much as I can. That, I know that's a little juxtaposition to being a ship's captain. But when you think about it, you know, I'm kind of surrounded by trees all the time. I love wood, you know? I love that color of bark. Grew up with them as a kid, and I guess I'll always love them. So, when Arbor Day rolled around, I said, well, we should definitely do a show. But what, you know, forest do you pick in all of video game history? And I seem to remember, way back in the day, when the Super Nintendo was around, that there was a forest in Super Mario World. Now, Super Mario World, here's the thing. I'm really burned out on Mario. When you grew up in a time when Nintendo was first getting around, you know, 85, 86, that time between 85 and 90, the 2D platformer was king. Everybody was making platformers. It's like today, everybody makes first-person shooters. That's kind of, or you know, really that's it. A lot of first-person shooters out there. That's the standard now. But back then, it was nothing but platformers. So for me, after 5 years of doing that, I got really burned out on the genre. And I especially got burned out on Mario. Because I feel like Mario it's so cute. It's like it'll give you a cavity. And me, I guess I still like platformers on the Nintendo, but I'm usually someone who's going to gravitate toward the Konami classics, especially like Castlevania. That's kind of like my gold standard on the NES. And, you know, Mega Man I think is a good happy medium between Mario and Castlevania. It's got that kind of cartoony edge to it, but it's still, you know, a little more violent than just knocking some guy in the head. So, I mean, I've played, you know, Mario 1, Mario 2, Mario 3, Mario World, Mario World 2. Where do we go from there? Is it N64 after that? Mario 64, played it. Where do we go after that? Is it the Wii? GameCube? Alright, I think GameCube's kind of where you lost. When Mario Sunshine came out, I pretty much was retired for Mario and Mario Kart. I haven't really played through any of them since. And this game, Mario World, I haven't played in a long, long time. Certainly not all the way through. So, when I was getting ready for this game, I went through the hold and I tried to find Mario World. And I knew we had more than one copy, so I started pulling copies to get us as close to the Forest of Illusion as possible, checking, you know, any old data. So I think on this one, this got us to about the Castle of World 2. And then the one we're on got us to about World 3. And then this one, which actually has Mario 1, 2, 3, Lost Levels, and Super Mario World on it. A little harder to find this copy. This one had us like halfway through the third world. So this was kind of like the best one to do. So I worked my way through the third world, then the fourth world. Only took a couple sessions, not too bad, and got us just to the outskirts of the Forest of Illusion. But then I got us. I did that from home. Then I came to the ship, plugged her into the navigator, and the stupid Retron wouldn't read the data of any of these. So as a result, I've had to sit here on the ship the past leisurely afternoon, hanging out with First Mate Bismuth and Patty the Swallow and Alfonso here, and getting us to just outside the Forest of Illusion. Now, I want to make something clear. I have not played the Forest of Illusion since last millennia. Okay? I don't know what's inside there. And once you see what we're up against, you're going to be like, oh, you know, we really don't know what we're doing. Let's wrap it up. I'm rambling too much. I'm really sorry. Let's get to it. It's the Forest of Illusion in Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo, and I'll tell you more once we get in. Let's do it. Alright, engaging harp, engaging video, and engaging super sweet music. Anybody got my headphones? Oh my god. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, you remember that music? Is it all rushing back? Alright, now I want to make something clear here. Oh, I did that a little early. Hold on. Let's go back up on that mountain. Now we're going to go into the Forest of Illusion, but we do have a goal. Oh, return to game, Retron. Sorry. So you see that castle with the 5 on it? That's where we need to go. We need to destroy that castle. That's our end game. But look at what we're up against. A bunch of smiling foresty trees. Alright, let's get in there. And again, I want to make this clear. I'm really excited about this because we're going in absolutely blind. Now look at this. There's no map here. Okay? If we come back out here, there's a big line. You're seeing exactly where you go because there's no trees here. This is all plains. Okay? But the forest is yet to be traversed. All we know is we need to go south. We've got 5 lives. And if we happen to run out of lives, the Forest of Illusion resets and we're back to where we started here. Okay? So we got to play this smart. Let's get started. Alright. Another thing I want to add here is the Retron being the Retron. We've got to have the most chintzy Retron in history. Well, that and I'm too stupid to update it. But our particular Retron doesn't use Super Nintendo controllers. So believe it or not, I'm playing this with a 6-button Sega Genesis controller. And it's not that good. But I guess, oh my god, I guess I've gotten used to it since I had to pretty much start from the beginning when I got here. I know there's a way to get those. Oh, here it is. You know what? We don't have time for those. We'll get the pink one. I know these berries, if you get enough of them as Yoshi, you get like a free life or maybe an item. Oh, man. That sucks. Oh, come back here. Whew. By the way, I've always hated Yoshi. Mainly, well, maybe not always, but my hatred for Yoshi started when Mario Kart 64 showed up. Because everybody and their mom loved playing as frickin' Yoshi in that game. And he was like fast and, you know, he had good acceleration. He'd beat me a lot. I played Bowser, so. Oh man, I don't know where that key is. We don't really have time for that though. That's probably some sort of second way out of this level in the Forest of Illusion. This is. All right, we're gonna go for it. Alright, we're out of time. This should get us out of here. Again, I haven't played this, okay? I'm playing all by memory here. Alright. That got us to a ghost house. That's not exactly where I wanted to go, I don't think. I almost want to go back in here. Ghost houses are really are complete mazes. And I have a feeling that that ghost house was probably going to take us east. Which is not where we need to go. We need to go south. I mean, at least it seemed like it to me. I don't have time for this. Oh my god, it's another flower? I was really hoping that was a cape. Look, I'm not going to describe all the little intricacies of Mario to you. For one thing, I don't want to insult you. For two, it's... I just feel like it'd be boring. Talk about the mechanics of Mario. To first say, you jump, you know, just... It's a trip. That's what Mario's always been. It's always been a big trip. Sorry, Yosh. Thanks for the help. It's eye candy. And it plays great. I mean, you know, this game has aged quite well. And I have to admit, I did get a kick out of starting it back up. I've dealt with worse games in my time. We've sailed darker seas, to be sure. Am I doing okay? Alright, now we're going to continue on. And see where this takes us. Chances are, we're probably going to have to face that stupid ghost house. Oh boy. Unbelievable. That's not good. Alright, let's hit the ghost house. Come on, baby. Oh my god. You'll notice I'm tensing up a little bit because I have no protection right now. Here we go. Come on, give me a mushroom. These Yoshi coins, there's 5 of them in a level. You get 5 of them, you get a free life. So they're worth picking up. Oh, right. Okay. You got a cape for me? No. Great. Cape? Alright. Y'all ready for this? Ah! That's not good. That's not good. Okay. Jeez. We got about 5 minutes here. And I really need to make some serious progress. Ah! Stupid caterpillar. Ah! Here's the end of the level. Whew. Alright, well. Alright, let's try and see if we can fit. Where are you going? To a lake? That's good. That looks like that gets us about halfway there. Alright, let's try and clear this one. It looks like it's underwater. Which is just fine, because I'm pretty good at these. Of course, it has been At least 15 years since I played this one. Man, more like 20. God, this game's old. But I mean, it's beautiful, isn't it? Music's great. I mean, you know, you got it. Even a jaded old sea dog like me can understand why people still love these Mario games. I know I passed up a dinosaur coin there, but right now I'm just trying to book it. The good thing about being on a water level like this is I can't go too fast. Which means there's less of a chance for me to make a mistake. I remember this was like the first shot fired for the console wars of the 90s. You know, Genesis was out and it was strong and it was popular. It already established itself. And Nintendo obviously was Nintendo. But the Super Nintendo wasn't out yet. And Christmas is coming. And I remember everybody talking about the two games. And they were the two games that happened to be packed in with these systems. Because if you weren't rich, like most of us kids at the time, the kids I were hanging out with, you didn't get a system right when it came out. So a lot of people were looking at the Genesis even though it had been out for a little while. These guys are all over me. Alright. So, you know, the big question was, what's better, the Genesis with Altered Beast or the SNES with Super Mario World? Let's leave it there. I want to do one more, but let's leave it there for now. Okay, hold on a second. We're coming back. Made a little progress. A shaky start. Shaky start, but I think we're going to be okay. If I can just, you know, not panic. It should be alright. But I'm having a lot of fun playing. I don't know about you. I mean, you know, like I said, even though I get... Maybe I'm going to be reborn. See, the thing is, it's like, there's a lot of great Mario games on all these modern systems, and they're sitting in the hold. Like, New Super Mario Brothers for the Wii, 4-player, sounds great. I've never popped it in. I guess I played some of the DS ones, too. New Super Mario Brothers, played through that one. I think that was when I realized Mario's kind of over for me. But this one still holds its own. I think it's the Forest of Illusion, really, because I love the idea of not knowing how much of the map there really is. Pretty cool. All right, let's get into the chess here. We have one deal that I don't know about. You'll have to tell me what you think. And we have another deal here that's a smash. And then one just pretty cool, definitely a cool deal. All right, so let's get started with the one I'm not so sure about. Walked into this indoor flea market. Had some good luck with this guy, and he had been sitting on a stack of Dreamcast games with a Dreamcast for some time. And while I used to get deals from this guy, he, like most people out there now, are checking online for prices. So now he's got a better idea of the stuff he's selling. And when I first asked him about what I wanted, did I say what he said he's selling already? We better just show you. It's a stack of Dreamcast games. That skull drops every time. Alright. Got a stack here of Dreamcast games. And I asked him how much he wanted for them. And he said 50. Alright. Now let's take a look at what we got. So sitting on the top here, you've got Sonic Adventure 2 for the Dreamcast. It's complete. It's in fine shape. Not even a sales sticker on it. Okay? The disc is in good shape, I think. Let's take a look. It's a delicate situation here. Yeah, I mean, the disc looks good. Actually, the disc has some scratches. Ooh. I would say used condition for to be sure. But I think it'll be okay. And, you know, you look at this stack and you're like, wow, you got $50 and you're already starting with Sonic Adventure. This has got to be a good deal. All right, well, let's take a look at the rest. NCAA college football, 2K2, who cares? Although, from what I understand, this is one of the rarer games in the system. Sports games in the system. Not that that's meaning anything. So what are we? We're at 2 games so far? Alright, we got Razor. Razor Freestyle Scooter. Remember when every rich kid had one of these guys? And then every lesser rich kid had one? This is Tony Hawk on a scooter. Okay? I think this was on... This might have been on PlayStation 1. I don't know. Demolition Racer, no exit. I hear this is great. It sounds good to me. I don't really know. Lots of mud. Lots of cars running into each other. Who made this? Info Games? I don't know. But yeah, this actually comes recommended. So I was very excited to see this in the lot. Definitely catching my eye. Need for Speed High Stakes for the PC. So that's garbage. What do you got? Sega web browser. Great. Now I can run the internet on my Dreamcast via dial-up. Broadband if I had like the $200 Dreamcast adapter, which we don't. You got Crazy Taxi 1. Okay. That looks complete, but this little black here is cluing me in that this is not a complete copy. Somebody put this into their old Jimmy Buffett CD case or something. You know, the way to tell if you've got a complete Dreamcast case. Not that it's a huge deal, but you see how that spine is transparent, and you can see the Dreamcast labeling there. So Crazy Taxi 1. That takes place in kind of an LA wannabe kind of thing. Does everyone know what Crazy Taxi is? It's like racing. You get in the car. People get in the car and you take them to like Kentucky Fried Chicken or Taco Bell for money, and you're timed. It's a high score game. It's a lot of fun. It's a racing game. Crazy Taxi 2, which is actually my personal favorite because it takes place in New York. I've always preferred East Coast to West Coast for some reason. So yeah, complete but again, one of these fill-in cases. Again, not a big deal. Toy Commander Loose. Toy Commander's pretty cool. It's like a flight simulator, but it's in like a kid's room. It's very Toy Story. It's like Andy's room, you know. But there's all kinds of vehicles you can unlock, tanks, and there's like giant teddy bears to fight against. I think there's even 4-player deathmatching in that too. Good old NFL Blitz 2000. What a great game. On any system, but that's the problem. It's on every system, so we may even have this. I don't know. Tony Hawk Pro Skater, Speak of the Devil. The first one. Great game, but as common as can be. And finally, Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX. Alright? So, you take a look at the big picture and you think $50 for 12 games here. Well, let's narrow it down. First of all, we got the PC game and the Dreamcast web browser. Those aren't even games. Need for Speed for PC, I don't even count. You got Dave Mirra and Tony Hawk. This isn't why I have a Dreamcast. Okay? Blitz 2000, great game, but I'm pretty sure we have it. And again, it's on N64, it's on PlayStation, it's everywhere. Toy Commander's exclusive to the system. And it's a decent game, but it's pretty common. It's going to run you somewhere around $10, and we have it. We already had it. Crazy Taxi 1 and 2, really common. Nice that these are complete. these are probably around $10 games too. But mainly because of the complete. And it's like, really, honestly, the only way you're going to get that is to go through the trouble of eBay. Nobody's going to, if you walk into a store, nobody's going to give you close to that for these guys. Razor, I don't know, who cares? If I'm not going to care about Tony Hawk, I'm certainly not going to care about a scooter racing game. Demolition Racer, really excited to have this, but again, maybe the $7 to $10 game. The only heavy hitter, honestly, is this guy. This guy's probably going to run you somewhere around $40. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we spent $50 to get 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 games in the hold that we didn't already have. And 2 of them are sports games. And you know, honestly, this is on GameCube. We have it on GameCube. So I don't know. He wanted 50. I shot him 40. He met me at the middle at 45. But then I had to go to the ATM to give him cash, which was another $3 charge. So we were at 48 with that stack. I'm not really happy with it. I'm actually thinking about selling Sonic Adventure 2. If I sell Sonic Adventure 2, we'll probably easily make $40 back, somewhere around 35, somewhere between $30 and $40. And then maybe I'll feel a little better about having the stack. So, but isn't that ironic? The one game that turned my eye, we're selling. So that's probably what's going to happen there. We'll see. All right, the next deal is in much better shape, I would say. This is a buddy. I walked into his place. I got Captain Rez. How are you? I'm like, hey, what do you got? Anything cool? And he said, yeah, absolutely. Well, he's like, well, I'm not really sure. I'll take a look in the back. And I'm like, please do. And thank God he did. Let's take a look. It's not like mind-blowing, but it's always nice to see some carts. We've got a few SNES carts here. Got Home Alone 2, which we didn't have. Probably terrible. Who knows? Home Alone 1. So yeah, now we have both. Who made it? THQ? Yeah. Toy Headquarters. Terrible. Monopoly for the original Nintendo. And finally, Super Mario Brothers 3. He did $1 each on these. And then he had this sitting on the floor. Were there any other games around? He showed me a stack of PS3 games. The Evil Within, I hear, is pretty good. We got this for $3. So even though I'm pretty sure you can get this on more superior systems, I thought $3 that was a fair deal. And then finally, he had Fallout 4 for the PlayStation 4, which he kindly, after crunching some numbers, let me get out the door with this for a whopping $5. That's a great deal. That's a great deal. That just goes to show you, patience, building relationships out there. That can mean all the difference in some cases. So there you go. Okay, one last thing I want to show you guys. This was neat. I was at a liquidator place, and they had an aisle, and it was all toys. And then I saw this box, and I was like, uh-oh. Dice. Dice of all shapes, colors, sizes, and denominations, my friends. All in this little pouch. There's over 100 dice in here. Take a look at that. All the colors of the rainbow. Always good to have these sitting around, especially with the amount of dorks on this ship. And I actually went through the trouble of pouring them out and separating them. And this thing says 102 random dice or so. 100 and something plus random dice. That's what it says. But in reality, there's about 15 sets of matching dice, full dice sets here, like D20, D12, and so on, all the way down the line. And there's 15 or 16 sets here. So the aisle had this priced at $5. That's pretty good for 15 complete sets of D&D dice. $5. So I'm pretty happy with that. Might be doing some Gen Con's coming up, so it's always good to have some backup dice floating around. So yeah, not bad. You know, what did we get away with here? Fallout was 5. Enemy was in 8. Home Alone's 10. All right, $12 on the one deal. Real nice deal there. You got $48 on these. I'm going to include the ATM tax. $48. Maybe I'll be smiling if I happen to find a good day to sell Sonic Adventure 2. And then the dice. Dice for $5, so not bad. All right, so there you go. That's what's going on in the old booty segment today. Let's get back to the Forest of Illusion. I'm actually excited to get back. How much time do we have? We have half an hour. So we've got about 20 minutes left in Super Mario World, and we'll come back and we'll address your questions if you've left any. If you have not, then we'll head back to the mailbag and pull something out of there. So let's check it out. It's the Forest of Illusion. It's Super Mario World. Super Mario World. On Arbor Day. For the Super Nintendo. Let's go for it. Alright. Give me that Woody audio again. Some Woody audio. Alright, here we go. Can I get my headphones back, please? Okay. Alright, here we go. So if we play, I mean, hopefully, if we play this one right, is there... Now, I want you to notice something. Do you see how all of these little dots are red? Now, if we go back up north, you'll see one here is yellow. Now, the difference between the yellow dots and the red dots are important because what that means is... I'm going to go this far back just so you can see. There's some of them are yellow, some of them are red, okay? Now, what that means is the yellow ones mean there's only one way out of the stage. The red ones mean there's more than one way out of the stage. I think it's only 2 ways out. But that's what's interesting about the Forest of Illusion is I'm pretty sure almost every level, if not all of them, here in the forest, there's 2 ways out. Hopefully we can go south and reach that castle. I'm taking it slow. Because again, you know, if we run out of lives, that's it. Oh no. Cripes. Okay, let's try again. Let's try again. If we run out of lives, the forest closes back in on itself, and we're stuck back all the way up in the mountain again. What a jerk. And if you haven't noticed, we're really low on lives. I'm gonna let Yoshi do some feeding. As long as they're easy to grab. Thank you. And look, if I'm a little off, you again, forgive me. I'm using a Sega Genesis controller. Oh, I can't reach that one. Ah! Alright, it's that one. I can just imagine all the hate I'm gonna get for this voyage. I can only imagine. You know, it's... Mario games are like, you know, getting directions. Everybody thinks they're an expert. And everybody seems to think they'll do better than you getting to where you need to go. I'm not doing that. You gotta understand. Alright. You gotta understand the way the configuration is. How about if I do it this way? Yeah, this'll do it. Alright. Okay, there we go. This is getting ridiculous. Am I really gonna go for these? I don't even remember. Oh no, I'm out of time. Alright, we gotta go. Oh my god, get out of those bubbles already. Ugh. Nothing? Alright. Oh! Wow. Oh my god. If I could have gotten that dinosaur coin, I would have gotten a free life. I wasn't gonna risk it, I'm sorry. There's no way. If we get some more stars, there's like a bonus game. Where are you going? Don't go that way. Oh god, there's another way out of here. See that? Jeez. I knew this was gonna happen. Alright, well, worst comes to worst. Oh man, I really should have gotten that 5th dinosaur coin. I gotta go. Oh no! Okay. Get out of here. Alright, good. We got Yosh. Got some defense. Yoshi! Great. Alright, I'm gonna take this with. I think mobility... No, I'm not gonna be able to bring it. Alright. Oh, that was garbage! I should have jumped on his head! Jeez. I'm getting dive bombed here. This way out could be... What a wreck! Alright, we're in our last life. The forest is going to close in on us. We gotta play this smart. I'm going to go back here. And I'm going to do that in the hopes of getting the bonus game. What I mean by that is if we get blown through this level, this is a level I have a good handle on. Oh my god. This is rough. Then we can get to the goalpost and get a free life. Or and get 18 more stars. And then the 18 more stars will give us the bonus game. And then we got a chance to win a good amount, like a handful of lives. Ah! What a nail biter. We didn't go this way last time. Are you serious? Just a stupid dragon coin? Stop it! Ah! Oh, I should have bought Altered Beast. Didn't I pass up a dragon coin already? Why am I even bothering? Oh my god. Captain Raz, you're such an idiot. Oh my god, look at now they're just giving me dragon coins like candy. Just get me to the end of the level. We don't have time for this. We have maybe like 15 minutes left in the voyage. A voyage it's gonna... No! I just want to... I'll show you. See, it's all gone. It's all gone. We ran out of lives. Oh my god. All the work that went into getting us there. And I utterly botched it. Oh. This is probably the most, you know, the most popular game we've ever played on the Galleon. I mean, it doesn't get more popular than Mario, right? Well, I'm sorry. I mean, that's why this is an adventure. Not everyone is going to be a smashing success. But you go out there, you do your best, you put your chips on the line, and you try and walk out of there victorious. And if you can't be that, you try and walk out with a smile. All right, let's see if there's any any questions here that have been left. We do have one. This comes from First Mate Bismuth. Thank you, Bismuth, for the question. You have a question. You're asking, Dear Cap and Raz, what's your favorite retro and or current game soundtrack? Well, it's not this. It's not Super Mario World, I can tell you that much. Let's see, soundtrack. Oh, well, Castlevania's pretty strong. It's always been pretty good. And it's iconic. It's been remixed over and over. Mega Man's a very popular choice, and for good reason. You know, a little known fact. Mega Man in Japan is called Rockman because the creator was really into rock music. So he wanted to make a game that was based around good music. So that game was just as much about making a good soundtrack as it was about making a good game. Any other soundtracks that come to mind that really, really get me? That title song to Pokemon was always pretty good. I believe it or not, I'm talking about like Gotta Catch 'Em All, like for the movie, like the actual lyrical song was pretty good. But no, usually it's 8-bit stuff for me. Castlevania, Mega Man 3 especially. Excellent soundtrack. Highly recommend listening to some of the Mega Man 3 soundtracks. Street Fighter 2 was pretty good, but then you get into later Street Fighters and they're pretty terrible. Especially Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That's got to be the worst. It's got to be the worst soundtrack I've ever heard. It's just gaudy. It's just really, really bad. Yeah, you're catching me. You're kind of catching me with this one though, because I'm not someone who turns off the soundtrack. Well, sometimes what I do is I'll play a game and keep the sound effects on, but drop the soundtrack and maybe watch something or listen to somebody talking like a podcast or something like that. But Castlevania, probably Castlevania and Mega Man. I feel like there's one I'm missing. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Faxanity's pretty good. Faxanity's good. That was an old NES game. Good music there. All right, am I rambling? I'm sorry. Frankly, we have a little time. Of a little light. But we have one more question here from Patty the Swallow. How can I justify $48 for Crazy Taxi 1 and 2? I can't. I don't know why I did it. This is a stack I probably should have left behind. It was, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like the one game that's worth anything, I'm ready to sell because I just feel like I bombed the lot so bad that I mean, it's not even a game that's exclusive to the system. Sonic Adventure 2, there's a superior one on the GameCube. Is it really worth keeping? No. It'll sell. It's Sonic on the Dreamcast. It'll sell. I think if I could sell it for $40, then you're looking at 10 games. You're looking at about $1 a game then. That's not bad. Even if these are doubles, maybe down the line we'll get some trades going. $1 a game for Dreamcast games. Heck, even PlayStation 1 games. I think that's a good deal. So we just got to sell it. We got to bite the bullet. Sometimes you got to do that. I think that that's the right move. I don't think that you just spend your money all the time and just, if it's a bad deal, just stick with it. Try and recover. That's what I think we're trying to do. All right, so that's it. That's all we got. I am so sorry about the Forest of Illusion. The forest swallows itself up, so it's not like we can go back to it. That's just how it is. But I hope for this Arbor Day, I know it's hard. It's planting a tree, that may be too much. I don't know, water a tree? Maybe do a little gardening at least. Not that I'm going to do that, but me and Alfonso, we're going to share a drink. And on that note, let's do that. Thank you for coming. Thank you for dropping the adulthood a little bit and being a kid with me out there in the Silicon Seas. We'll do it next time, hopefully more successfully. Fingers crossed. And until then, by what I do to ye Spanish maidens, by what I do, ye ladies of Spain, for we received orders for to sail to the forest. Terrible! It's been a terrible voyage, Alfonso. Terrible! And we may never see ye fair ladies again. There you go. Pour one out for him. Keep your powder dry, mateys.